Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and hello from the messy studio. I'm doing some last minute work before I officially wrap up for the holidays, but I hope you've had a lovely start to December. And unfortunately for me, I'm not the most excited for Christmas kind of person. I'm more like a New Year person, if that's a thing. But today I wanted to do a year-end favorites video. I know a lot of you have been asking me, at least some of you that I've met in person this year, on some stationery that I really love this year and can recommend, especially some of the new things I got like printers, fountain pens and whatnot. So you'll be seeing a lot of that in this video and we'll have a debrief. So I do hope you stay tuned to check it out. Before we get to the video, I would like to thank Kittl for sponsoring today's video. More on that later, as I guess this is as close as I'll get into being in the holiday spirit, and you'll see later what I'm trying to say. But I do hope you enjoyed this video. Grab a cup of your favorite beverage or you can journal along as I chat away and enjoy. First on my favorites list is this Canon selfie QX20 printer that I bought sometime in the summer this year after much convincing and enabling from some of my friends. So this is a selfie printer, meaning it has the components inside and it's marketed to be portable. I don't know about the portability, but I think it is a great addition if you want high quality photos in your journal with accurate colors and also something that isn't too bulky as the Instax. So for example, this is a sample of a print from this printer compared to the Instax, which is obviously bulkier like so. I want to show you how it prints and how the settings work, and I'm gonna head straight to the selfie app here and I want to print maybe 2 of these. Okay, so this selfie app allows you to sit and lay out photos on your phone before it heads to print. So we just press print over here. So it's going to be connected via Wi-Fi and it'll just be coming out of this part. Also in true Canon selfie fashion, it does the 4 colors CMYK. Yay! And here. So my favorite part about this is the sticker backing because it's so convenient. You don't have to glue it in. So this is my tiny December daily kit. I just put everything here in case I need to catch up, and this is actually a project from Job, one of my good friends. He has like the printables here, so I have them printed out. Here's how I've been using it so far. This is a half trip refill and I just wanted to document my December daily, pun intended, but also just get used to the smaller size, which I'll talk more about later. With the sticker backing, it's just super easy. Peel it like so. And my favorite thing about it also is it doesn't really add any chunk. So it's super seamless and the color is just super nice. Highly recommend this printer. I want to say it was around $200-ish. And is it worth adding to your printer collection? It depends on the type of printers you use. I do have a usual, office home printer where I print my stickers and whatnot, but for quick journaling and like for travel journaling, I just like printing with this. It's just more convenient. I think in general it's just been a great addition, so definitely can recommend it, and that's why it is in my stationery favorites for this year. Next up, I definitely want to give a shout out to the Traveler's Notebook system. I mean, every year I still use it, but towards the latter half of this year, I started to gravitate towards the smaller size. So this is the Passport one. And right now it is actually housing my Japan travel journal insert, which I'll show you in a bit. And it is the compact size. I messed this up and I have to cover it with a patch. I also recently DIY'd it. So before there was a different patch that was here, and then it got off, so I decided to, you know, YOLO and stick on this patch that I got from a store in Kyoto like many years ago, and I really love it because this is the Kyoto bus. I think it adds a nice pop of green to my cover. This is the brown cover, and I've had it since 2022, November 2022 actually. And then this is a Kyoto Travelers Factory brass charm from when I went. I love how it's aged over time. And then I also have a little my charm over here. I try not to overload this with too much inserts. At most, if I'm traveling, I have one as like a sticker release album insert. This one is actually not from Traveler's Notebook. It's from a local shop in the Philippines called Sunny Stoic Studio. I like the color, it's green, and it says sticker keeper book. I think it's also thicker. So right now I have a selection of washi tape samples that I swatched while I was in the Philippines. There's just a lot of washi tapes that I left behind. Like I have Boyayo Ikosama ones. I also got these Christmas ones because I wanted to have them in my stash. And I think this will be the same cover, or probably I'll use another passport cover for my upcoming holiday trip with family. And I wanted to actually bring a passport size system for that particular trip as well. But right now, this is what my Japan travel journal has been looking like. Can't wait to share with you how I've documented this. I think it was a really different approach to how I usually do my Japan travel journals, because I was always using the regular size, and I thought, you know what, it's a short trip, maybe a passport insert would be enough, and I did confirm that it was enough. This size is also very customizable, you know, with the new inserts coming out for 2026, and also just general notes log. If you want like an everyday carry, this is the perfect one to use. I personally have tried using this as a wallet, but in the end I went back to my original wallet, like a coin purse. So it could be however customizable you want it to be, and to be honest, for a leather cover, the price is pretty good compared to the other brands out there. So I can't recommend this enough, and definitely after all these years, I'm glad it's still a favorite. That means I don't have to phase it out in my stationery collection. Speaking of notebooks, so while the Traveler's Notebook insert was my Japan travel journal, like my documented account of my trip, I actually used my field notes as a log for the trip. I actually have one for work that I actually am in my last few pages. Unfortunately, it does not fit the passport size. You could force it, but I don't want to. What happens is this one usually is at the back of my passport envelope or passport case, and I love how simple and straightforward it is. This is how I ended up using it to log my trip. I actually have been working on some content for Japan, and also just logging some ideas like where I was able to stamp in Japan. In the past, I've also kept mostly Traveler's Notebook inserts, the green one, the grid one, but I think with field notes there's a lot more space, and then I could still use these for upcoming travels, and it's a bit more flexible in the sense that I don't have to put it in the cover. So I think it doesn't exist in my system for Traveler's Notebook. Also, just to preface, I think because they don't work hand in hand, like I'm not journaling on the spot as I'm writing my trip notes. The trip notes go first before I do my journaling, so I don't think they blend well in the same, might I say, ecosystem, or you know, in the same cover basically. And this was a limited edition one. It was a collab with East Fork, which is a pottery studio in North Carolina, I believe. And actually the other day Field Notes sent me a couple more notebooks, so I'm excited to open these up in time for 2026. So they have new editions coming out usually every quarter. This one has to be my favorite. It's the Fall Flower series. I don't know if you can see how there is some texture there. I love to see the texture. And also this one is a River Alive. There's also a lot of texture and 3D things going on. So yeah, I truly love these notebooks, and I think They are a great starter notebook also if you want to just do like a no frills note-taking habit or like jotting down ideas. Before I show you more of my stationery favorites, let's get crafty this Christmas with today's sponsor, Kittl. Kittl brings powerful design tools into a clean, simple workspace where you can build layouts, customize lettering, explore templates, and discover ideas effortlessly. No heavy software or learning curve required. I wanted to do something holiday themed and use my pun happy holidays. And I've also just been into these like Christmas sweater designs, and I'm so glad that Kittl has a lot of options for these types of templates. As you can see here, I've been scrolling through some that I thought would be a good fit as I just switched up the words, recolored some elements, and edited it as I see fit for what I had in mind. Apart from these templates, I also was able to just find separate elements of each, and I wanted to turn them into a holiday printable that I could share with my art club. So I found so many different ones like gingerbread. I love these like washi tape-esque designs of sweater patterns. I also added the words holiday and season, and I thought this would be a good addition to my journaling, especially now that I've been doing the December daily project as well. If you'd like to try it out for yourself, use my code ABBYT to get 25% off on all Kittl plans, including their annual plans. Let's talk a little bit about pens and ink. Actually, I'm going to be very basic and tell you that the only ink that stood out to me so far this year that I've used, I've probably inked like 2-3 times. Like every time I ink my fountain pens, I will make sure one pen has this particular ink. This is the Diamine Red Dragon. I think it's a random discovery I had while looking for like a proper red ink, and it's not like bright red, it's really more of a dark red but not bloody red. So I think that's what got me super into the color. And I'm not sure how you can see, but it's not the most intense red, and I appreciate it for that. It's just the red that I can envision myself writing in, not even like a corrector's red, those like checking papers. It does the job. There's not much shading actually, but I really like it. Also, shout out to these Zabra Sarasa pens. I know these have been around for a while, but I actually stopped using them since I started getting into fountain pens. And while I was in the US, I think, yeah, we went to Target and I saw this like set of vintage journaling kit, and it came with these 3 as well as I think 2 mild liners, which I've been using so much, and 2 click art pens. So now it's actually here on my desk organizer. Actually, I'm filming in my bedroom right now, so I put one of my desks here, and I think it's been great because then I can journal here in the evenings. And I just put them here, and it's just super easy access, as well as my scissors. These are super straightforward clicky pens, 0.5. Love a good vintage colorway, so I'm really happy with those 3. So the one I have is like this dark red color, or maybe black red, and then this is like more camel yellow, and then this is like a muted blue, which I think is really nice, and it's just great to have by my desk. For fountain pens this year, I got a lot in Japan, but I haven't really started to use them, so I don't think they count. But I want to give a shout out to TWSBI. This TWSBI has been my favorite, easy favorite, because I mean, you can't really go wrong with TWSBIs, and I already have TWSBIs in general, but this one is the espresso one, which I got enabled by friends to get, and I got it in fine nib, and right now it has the Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukushi. This particular ink is the Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukushi, which is already phased out, and I'm really sad about it. I have a big bottle that I've been preserving, but I think it is the perfect match for this particular pen. And it's what, 50, 60 bucks? I think you get a bang for your buck for sure with the TWSBIs. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to these Uni Jetstream pens from Hobonichi. So they are actually manufactured by this Japanese company Uni, and it's in the Jetstream family, and this is the 3-in-1 pen that comes free with every Hobonichi order. Quick writing, easy to switch colors, especially if I'm working on my planner where I have to use red for certain emphasis on like events and deadlines, blue for my schedule for the week, and black for the tasks. It just gets it done, and I just carry this with me everywhere. Sometimes it's even just tucked inside my planner because it's not so heavy, and I'm just like, when I open it, it's like, oh, it's there. Next up, look how cute. This is the Yamato glue. I talk about this all the time. It's my favorite glue stick. It's Japanese. It's very straightforward. It is literally a glue stick. I know in the world of like, you know, you could use glue tape or other forms of glue. I love a good old glue stick. The funny thing is I picked up one, I think in Japan a few years ago. I think in just a random Daiso. And then when I used it for travel journaling, I was like, wait, this sticks really, really well. I guess that's a con if you want to re-stick some things, but I'm pretty committed when it comes to sticking ephemera on my journal pages. It sticks really well. I was like, oh my god, I need to find this in Europe. So luckily I went to there's a Japanese stationery store here in Berlin, Maidokini. I went there last summer and I was able to get another one, and the price wasn't so bad. But when I went to Tokyo at the Traveler's Factory store, they had this tiny one, and I was like, wait, I think the tiny one would be great for traveling, and then this, you know, heavy duty one, especially if I'm doing some hardcore, not that travel journaling is hardcore, but like some, you know, I'm like locked in doing my documenting. But yeah, it's just so cute. I know they have bigger sizes of these. Last but not least, I want to talk a bit about stamps. And actually, I also want to share that this has been one of my favorites. This Penco storage container. I have 4 different sizes, but right now I have one in one of the 4 that has my clear stamps. Not all of them, but mostly my ink pads and other stamp supplies that I need that are quick access from my desk. So I wanna mention this particular stamp set. It's one of my favorites from Everyday Explorers Co. It still is my favorite. It's called Daily Details, and it's designed by my biz bestie Christine, who runs Everyday Explorers Co. I think this is the best versatile stamp that you can use. You know, you have travel notes, you have the story, you have rant in my journal, and I think I'm biased because it has the word documented, and that's the title of my Substack. Another thing is, see, how many date stamps do I have? I have 2 now, but these are 2 different sizes. So these dater stamps, they're basically just your typical ones that you see in the office, but I love them for a more analog feel to my journals, especially if I'm doing an undated one and I don't have stickers. So right now I have a smaller one as well. This is actually pretty new. I bought this in Traveler's Factory, and this one I don't remember where I bought it exactly. It's probably from a bookstore or from an office supply store, but the font is actually slightly different if you notice. And can you tell how used this is? Also, oh my gosh, this is the last year I can use it. Okay, this goes up to 2036. Wait, I have another date stamp. This is a self-inking one. This is a German one. It took me a while to get used to how to use this. So basically you have to fix the date from here, and then you stamp it. Otherwise, you'll get a random date. You'll be like, wow. But yeah, I have a selection of stamp pad inks, so mostly from this brand, Shachihata. Great brand. But I didn't really know where else to put it. It's always been in some random bin that I couldn't find. So now I have everything here. I have the bigger ones, the smaller ones, some rubber stamps here and there, and I think it just fits really well in this. And also, you know, for the smaller ones like this, I could stack it up. Also, these are all stacked, and I think they're just really portable and really handy. Before I go, I just wanted to share some announcements. This feels like a year-end kind of thing. There will be another video up this month, but it'll be not me sitting down like this. So first things first is, if you're in Berlin in January or you're from Berlin, I have a workshop called Start Your New Journal. It's in partnership with Moleskine, and it will be held at an art store here in Berlin called Modular. It'll be my only workshop for the first half of the year. So if you're interested to get to do vision boarding and kind of starting a new journal, I'm happy to spend a cozy late afternoon, evening with you. More info and signups at the link in the description. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined my mail club this year. I just finished packing the last batch for December, and by the time this video is up, all of this has been sent out, but I will take a nice photo of them before I send them out. It's giving Santa's workshop. It's been like that the past 2 days here, like packing constantly and writing notes to some friends. I also want to say that, you know, these rewards, they seem like nothing, but they allow me to work and live here in Berlin and pay the rent and pay taxes, which was a lot. It may seem so small, but it really makes a lot of difference, and it's a community effort. Like, all of you who have joined this year allow me to work and get through my creative pursuits, and I truly appreciate every one of you for that. Thanks for sticking around. If you've been watching my channel for the past couple of years, or just this year, or if it's your first time watching this channel, I think next year I definitely want to still make videos. I want to add more intention to it, because sometimes I tend to just go ham on making videos, not really thinking what it is about or what the purpose is. I want to be more mindful about where I spend my time, and right now I think I've been slowly crawling my way back into the writing room, and I've been enjoying writing, making videos. I just love documenting, as you all know, but I hope next year I could do more of that. And if there's any topics that you'd like me to cover for next year, I'm happy to share them on this channel. That would be beneficial for you, of course, and that will be fun for me to film. I love filming fun things. Speaking of filming, I have published 2 Skillshare classes this year. I am so grateful to everyone who has taken the classes. The new one just came out last November. It's called How to Journal with Fountain Pens, and earlier this year in January, I published my first class, which is Everyday Journaling, 5 Creative Ways to Document Your Life. I think I am in my freshman year of being a Skillshare teacher, and actually a few days ago we had the wrap party for this year, and it was I felt so starstruck, like seeing all these like big time Skillshare teachers, and also just learning from other peers in the community. I also got awarded like top 3 most watched class from the Rising Teachers department, so I was really excited about that, and I definitely want to make more classes next year, so please watch out for that. I think I'm gonna dive more into social media things also, because I don't know, apparently a lot of you are also curious about that aspect of my job, which I would admit pays a good percentage also of my bills. And so yeah, I also want to just give a shout out to everyone that I've worked with this year. It was truly a busy year. Lots of life changes, lots of work endeavors. I think it has given me a lot of direction on what I really want to take next year, and be able to filter out everything that I find is worth my time and would be useful to you. So wow, that sounded like a graduation speech. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely holidays ahead. I'm excited to reunite with my family this Christmas, and we're going somewhere in Europe, so less travel time for me, which always is a great thing. More videos about Japan will come out soon, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Wishing you a happy holidays ahead and happy new year ahead. See the Techo Kaigi video, aka my new, not really new, my 2026 planner and journal set up at the start of next year. As usual, I don't like posting at the end of the year. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely holiday season ahead. Take care and see you online.